The primary residence, there could be a few complications with that in terms of when do you sell that, and when do you move the kids if you have children. That may be the sale, and that may be delayed just for the sake of the kids for a short, particularly for a short time period, but until school ends or something like that. Vacation homes, it's really just an investment. If the vacation home and the residents both have equal equity, equal community equity, they could be divided evenly. Otherwise, if one takes the primary residence and the other takes the vacation home, the values have to be equalized. If one has $1 million equity and the other has $500,000 equity, you would have to equalize them, and the spouse who takes the higher value property would have to pay $250,000 to the other spouse to equalize those, if all other things are equal. When you're dividing real property in a divorce, you take the appraised value, you subtract the debt, and that will give you the equity. Now, if there is a separate down payment by either party, that down payment will be taken off of the total equity to arrive at the community equity. And then the community equity is going to be divided equally by the spouses. If one spouse wants to keep the house, they're not going to be able to deduct any proposed sale or escrow costs. It's just going to be they're going to be charged the total amount of the full community equity. Very rarely do spouses keep the property on a co-ownership situation. They're going to get rid of that property and cash out. It's very rare to see what we call a Duke order, where people say, well, we're going to just leave one spouse in the residence with the children until 4 or 5 years later when the last child graduates from high school. That's just not very common anymore. It's too expensive to buy the other out, and it's too uncertain. People might think it's better for the kids to stay in the house, and if everything was equal, it might be better for the kids to stay in the house, but it's just not practical in most cases. People go on, they find other places to live, and they find that the kids do okay. A lot of times one of the spouses wants to keep the residence, and they're going to have to buy the other out. It can be expensive, especially refinancing in today's market where we have comparatively high interest rates. That's going to be difficult, and they're typically going to have to take the other spouse completely off title and completely off the loan, which means a new loan, unless they have a source of money somewhere where they can cash the other spouse out. If you have questions about real estate and your divorce and dividing real property, talk to the Bledsoe Firm.